Well, welcome back to the channel. Today we're at Road Heath, which is just outside Alsager, looking at the Church of All Saints. It's just opposite the entrance to Road Hall. Nice little porch to go through to get in. So the most striking thing as you come through is this massive memorial here. Now it's a bit strange because it's a very small country church and it's sort of miles from anywhere, so on the face of it nobody's ever going to come because it's so remote. Got some nice flowers around the memorial. The light's not that good to read. Little plaques for each one. Presumably these were local people. (1916, 1917, 1918). So all these lovely little flowers round. And again, for such a small church way out in the sticks, you wonder where all the money came from for such a monument, because it wouldn't be cheap. Well, just as you come through the gate, it starts with graves. On here a bit, coming back to 1864. These are 1873. Is that 1874 again? And that seems to be a fairly modern one. It's a lovely sort of country aspect. 1877, 1882. So most of these seem to be around the 1800s mark. 1876. (1875). 1871. Funny, you always find like a group of 1800s and everything sort of stops and doesn't reappear for quite a few years. 20-year-old there, 1868. That one's unreadable. Right under the tree. That one you can't really read at all. (1874) again, 1876. (1880). Plenty of wildlife about. I don't know if you can hear them properly. But 1899. We've all got a bit of a lean on these. And there's a big section altogether here for some reason. One of these had the tree planted, and that's why they're so close to the the tree. 1904. 1822, so most of them are still in the 1800s. (1877). 1875. That's a later one, 1931, and this is a bit of a strange one, 1880, age 5 years old. Again, we've got this children dying in the 1800s. Another one, 1 5 and 1 10 years old. A few more under this other tree. Still in 1800s, 1885, 1885 again. So probably this tree was planted then. Another 8-year-old. There's one there that's sort of taken over with the moss. And that is obviously sort of a high status because it's got spikes and everything on it. If you can get to read it. Daughter and widow from Salford. She's quite a distance away. So another entrance. And we've got to really take a look at the church. So we've got, somebody's doing a good job with these flowers. There's flowers everywhere. I don't know if I can zoom in enough to see up there, but a fair old, presuming that's Christ and the bells above it. And that's the main entrance. The old thing to wipe your boots before you went in. Get more flowers, flowers, flowers. Again, just remind people that if you want more details, you can go on Google Maps. And I've got loads of photos on Google Maps, so you can actually read the graves and see them perhaps a bit better than flashing past. These are almost sort of unreal. 1872, you can just about make these out. One there, 1855. It's just that time of the year when the flowers are starting to come up. We've got some daffodil and we've got some snowdrops. And the ivy's taking that one over. Now it's good to see that they've actually done something with this, because if you look on Google Maps when I took photos, that section over there was just a jungle. Well, they do seem to have sorted it out a bit. Sort of a modern one, 1991. It's always interesting. You've got one here. You can't make out the date because the flowers are actually hiding it. When you get some of these old graves and somebody's still actually taking care of it. I mean, the ground's not perfect. You can see the things there. There's One there you can't read. You're taking your life in your hands coming here. Which is a big improvement from where it was when it came on Google Maps. We're now up to over 128 million views on Google Maps. So these are a bit newer graves in the 1961. That one you can't read. 1955. 2010. You hear the bird going. There's one there that's somebody's had a go at because it's totally covered in moss and whatever. These are all 1957, 1961. See the snowdrops coming up. (1971). We've got a war grave here. 20-year-old. Auxiliary Territorial Service, 28th of January 1943. And then there's a massive memorial there, if I can get to read of it. Green meadows on this side and green meadows on the other, and the blue river between, but the grass is the same and the love is the same on either side of the other. Loving memory of John Barker Beardman, is it? Age 74. (1934 and 1937). That's a fair old gravestone, that is. And there's plenty of snowdrops out. I'm having difficulty walking here because of the condition of the ground. One of the good old fat ones that seems to last forever. It's a nice little corner, this. So last time I came there was an old lady who got relatives here and she couldn't get to the grave and she was very upset about it. So another big one there, 1933. This is in a bit of a state for 1969. Another white one there. Some of these you can barely get at because they haven't chopped the tree down and just covered the graves with dead branches. I'll just come back a bit to take a look at some of the older graves a bit further round. There is sort of basically a path here. (1876, 1881). And sort of a mixture of old graves and new ones. 1924. I think that's 1829. Just trying to highlight some of the best ones. 1937. That's 2011. Nice little, whether we can read that, My Auntie as an Angel, quite nice. Do have mould, that one you can't really read. (1923). An old one there. There's a War Graves, and we need to get the War Graves Commission on that because that's not legible. You'd think the local church would pay respect to the war dead, wouldn't you, and clean the graves for them. The War Graves Commission do come round, but it's probably every 6 months. And if they're under a tree like that one, there's a fine piece of stone. 1969, 1995. And it's one they allow this because a lot of places won't allow you to have a photo. Well, this one has. 2008. (1913). And so you've got these sort of newer ones dotted amongst them. Fine one there, 1921. One that you can't read. 1923, so we're into the most of these seem to be sort of 1900s. And that one's got to be a lot older there. Judging by the state of it, that's a fairly old one, but you can't read that at all. And so there is this sort of path here, and still dodgy walking. There's one there just covered in ivy. Another one covered in ivy, another one the same as a nice 1968. Stands out well. These are 1960s. Just spin round, you can see how a nice country area it is. Plenty of cows over there. We have got this big old tree that they've chopped back a bit, and a nice memorial seat. And again we've got this mixture of old ones and new ones. All these seem to be fairly new. That's obviously an old one. There's plenty of snowdrops about. Most of these seem to be fairly sort of new. Somebody's looking after that one as best they can. Another big one. I don't know, somebody's got shares in the polyanther company or something. Polyanthers seem to be everywhere. We're just having a look at from by the church. There was a bit of a controversy with this because some of this area there were graves and they had to move them for, I think it was this extension at the end here. So one or two were upset about that. But apparently talking to one of the volunteers here that they now have volunteers to tidy it up because nobody tidied the churchyard up for years, so things are improving, be it sort of slowly. So it is quite a well kept, all these flowers, and it's wildlife friendly because they've got all sorts of feeders and things here for the wildlife. Got water supply, they've got all sorts for wildlife. There's a nice little area down the bottom here. Where you can sit and whatever. I was going to say there's a robin there, but it's a little place here to sit. And it's not a robin, it's a little man-made robin. At quick glance it looked like a robin. Again, plenty of feeders, so a nice little corner to sit. And the new graves here are all sort of well kept. This again is another one of these churches that were built by Road Hall, which we mentioned when we first came in. It's a big hall that they have guided tours and flower trails and all sorts of things. And they built the church originally, which is fairly common that these people create the church, and then they have a special part inside the church for the Lord and Lady of the Manor, and so they're not mixing with the toffs. Little memorial bit here, all nicely laid out. A couple of old graves here, we can get to them. Can't really read them. One there you might be able to read. (1914) 1904. (1905). quick view of the church from the outside. I've got that new extension, which I think is why they moved some of the graves. See the bells up there. A few old graves on this corner here. It's seen better days, and we set another section round the corner of the old graves. Again, there's one under there you can't read. Probably planted the tree when they were first buried. And all very nice and sort of natural, these trees, but it does make a mess of the graves. Another entrance here where you've got the old grave. Nice country view. He's in 1904. (1897). That's quite a standout one. You can't actually read. Sure, crows put in there for anything. There's one or two there that are plenty of snowdrops. These are all 19, and most of them seem to be 1900s. Every snowdrop. (1914). Those flat graves are the ones to go for because they last forever. Very sort of shaded and covered in trees here. 1910. Trying to read what that says. Unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood. 1830, I think it is. Another one, 1908, a 15-year-old. These are really in the dark here. (1907), 1897. (1953), quite a more modern one. Oops, nearly broke my neck. Another one is rapidly deteriorating. That one's 1906. See the quality of that grave, how it stands out. 1894. All the sort of 1800s again. You looking for me? Well, we've just been talking to one of the volunteers, and hopefully she's going to get somebody to let me into the church, because we've never been able to get into the church. She's a bit nervous and doesn't want a strange man in the church with us by herself, which is understandable. And there's another one, 1875, 22-year-old. Really quality stones, those. We've got the old cock crowing on the top there. A quick look on the outside of the church from this side. So we're just hoping this man's going to come and let us in, because I've been here quite a few times and you can't get in. We'll keep his fingers crossed he turns up. Well, we were hoping to get into the church, but the woman said there was a man coming in a red car to let me in. She couldn't do it because she was on her own, which is fair enough. And then nobody's turned up, another one turned up a bit strong. Rang the vicar, who doesn't answer. So unfortunately we won't be able to see inside the church. That's the vicar's details. We rang that number. Just get an answer machine, but no answer. Oh, just away from the church, and I just thought we'd have a look at the area. You can see how nice countrified it is, and I don't know how much I can zoom in down there, but I've got a telephone mast up there. Might be Malcop, I don't know if that's Malcop up there, but it's all nice country area. And Road Hall, who originally built the church and have all these fancy walks and various things. Apparently, like most churches, there was a lady chapel for lords of the manor. And now her husband's died and she does sit with the peasants. So it's a lovely country area.